We had a fire call and we got back to the station here about 1 o'clock in the morning after a unit fire. I was standing at the front talking to fellow firefighter Jeff Jackson, and I made this idea to him and said, look, I've got an idea for you. We're going to do a walk from Tamworth to Maitland, we're going to raise some money. And he didn't hesitate. He had this big smile on his face, and he was straight in, and he hasn't let me down since. He's probably been the best wingman I could ever ask for.
When I went home and told my wife last year what I was going to do, she looked at me and said I was crazy. And a lot of my friends said I was crazy, but every single one of them have got on board, been very supportive, and even to the mother-in-law, his mother-in-law sent me a message quite often that she's proud of me.
The initial inspiration for Firefighters Walk for Life came about being at a funeral for a well-respected fire inspector in the Lower Hunter Zone, and we just, as they went through his life, what he'd achieved within the service, it just sort of triggered something that saying, needed to stand up and do something. So the walk itself was approximately 255 kilometres. We'd done that over a period of a week, 7 days.
The very first morning, and I just had in my head that I was going to fail, as much as strong as I was. And they walked up and they're going, Jeff, we know you, even if you've got to crawl, you will do this.
And we thought about someone going through the battle with cancer. They're going to have pain, they're not necessarily going to survive, and their life's going to be forever changed. So that was one of the things we had in the back of our mind to keep us focused, and that we knew it didn't matter how much it hurt us, the next day we can get on and sort of go again.
They can make a difference in people's lives. All you have to do is put one foot in front of the other. Just kept doing it for a long time, and they managed to raise over $24,000 to help support people going through cancer.
What we've achieved was just remarkable, and I just felt quite proud of what we actually done. And
these two guys are so inspirational. They decided they were going to raise money for the Cancer Council. They had in their mind straight away they wanted to try and give back to the community. The big thing for the Cancer Council is we have 4 key pillars: research, prevention, support and advocacy. And these guys really got behind the prevention aspect and the support aspect of those 4 pillars.
As far as the 2016 walk, we're changing the route slightly. So this year we're going to go through Werris Creek and Corindai before we get back to the New England Highway. That will add a little bit of distance to the walk. But we are adding another day to sort of try and compensate for that. This year it's changed, my wife's coming on board. It's going to be a big challenge for her, but she has her own personal inspirations for wanting to do the walk, as well as I've got another firefighter coming from the Northern Territory who's going to join us, and potentially another firefighter joining us from Tasmania that's going to jump on board for the walk. So the word's getting out there. We spoke about this in a meeting recently. What we've started is something that could potentially now become a legacy that we're going to leave behind sometime in the future. So it's a pretty sort of awesome feeling. But as long as we're doing something positive in people's life, we're happy. We done the walk in 2015. If there's one thing that we learned, it's we need to have a really good support crew. I'll start off by naming them: Terry Ann,
Wally,
Steve,
DJ,
Daniel,
John Z, Tash,
Nathan, Sarah, little Jen.
Point being, we couldn't have done it without our support crew. Whether they were members of the Lachlan Brigade, members of the wider RFS community, or members of the public that looked after us in our hotels and catering all along the way.
Members of the New South Wales Ambulance.
New South Wales Ambulance Service, the Durham Hotel, Walbadar Hotel,
Liverpool Plains RFS.
Upper Hunter RFS, Darlington Brigade, Eden Glassy,
Lower Hunter Zone, Fire Control, Catering.
North Rothbury Greeter Brigade,
Thornton Brigade, East Mountain Brigade, and of course, Lachlan Brigade.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.